So this is how you deal with the Pearson Square Method. The Pearson Square Method is like we need to make feed for different kind of animals. So normally people will ask how much maggots do I need to make my feeds? How do I mix? So mixing ratios, they actually depends on the type of feed that you need to make. Do you need to make starter, growers, or finisher, or layers, or breeder, whatever feed that you need to make? So it actually depends on the feed. So the Pearson square method helps you to make that. So you draw a square first, as the method say, Pearson square. So the first thing is to draw a square, and then when you draw a square, now you need to put on the center the required amount that you need. For example, here we are targeting to make roadrunner feed with a 20% crude protein. So now we put our 20% on the center of the box. So after putting our 20%, that means this is our target protein content that we need to use. And then what resources, or what raw materials, or what inputs do we have? So if we are targeting 20% crude protein, that means we should have two components. The first component should be over 20%, and then the other component should be below 20%. Like for example, we need to dilute mazoe, so mazoe should be a little bit more tastier, like more sweeter, more whatever. And then the water is like to dilute mazoe to get to certain point that we need. We can't dilute raspberry to orange crush, something like that, but we dilute something that is to dilute it to get a certain amount of taste. So, and then taste also depends with different people. Some need something that is too sweet, or so. That's the same thing with feed. Now we need to formulate feed depending on the stages of growth, on the type of animal, if it is broiler starter, roadrunner starter, layers, you name it. So now we are using maggots and maize as our raw materials. So maggots with 47% crude protein, and maize with 9% crude protein. Now if we are now doing this with maize and maggots, now the stage 4 is to subtract the raw materials. For example, now we subtract 47 minus 9. So this is now our denominator. We put our denominator on the right side of our square as our denominator. After inserting our denominator on the right side and our products or our raw materials on the left side, and then our target protein on the center, now we subtract diagonally. Subtracting diagonally, like 47, that is the protein content for the maggots, minus 20, which is our target protein. Now we get 27. So we now, as we subtract diagonally, we put 27 on the bottom right corner, and then 9% of the maize minus 20% our target. Now we get 11. So we put it on the top right hand corner of our, but now we ignore the negative sign. We don't put minus 11, we ignore the negative sign to just say it's 11. So now it becomes 11 over 38, which is our maggot, and then 27 over 38, which is our maize. And then when we divide that, we get 0.289 on our maggot, and then 0.711 on our maize. Now when we do these kind of things, now it depends. When you need to make a 50 kg bag, you just multiply 0.29 times 50. Then you now need to see how many kgs of maggots you need. So you can even do this even on your soya, on your sunflower, if you know the protein contents of the feed formulas that you actually need to make. So this applies in every feed formulation, especially with the two ingredients. It becomes more easier for you as farmers. So I would advise you that you need to try it. Put where there is 20, you can put 15%. Maybe you want to make layers feed, you can put 12%. Then you can see how much maggots or even how much soya. If you are using soya, that's 42% crude protein, so that helps you more.